to those of you who seen the absence and took it as anything other than a summer vacation, that's on you and your own demons, you know?
Yeah, we took a social media fast,
Yes.
so that's what we can call it. Now should we plug?
No plugs, man.
No plugs.
No plugs. You fucking... Because I think that, you know, like, shit gets...
You're right. You're right.
You know what I mean? And right now, we're in just a whole different mode. But
I guess you're right.
you know, at this point, I'd rather just show, like, this is like, I don't know. I don't give a fuck about letting anybody know what I'm doing at this point. I've been fucking distancing myself from putting pretty much anything out there. I feel like I've like drained myself for so long, just fucking trying to plug things, plugging things constantly for no fucking reason, and it's draining. And I'm glad that I've stayed away from it. I've been trying to not, you know, fall victim to that, and I've been just adapting into so many different more environments and like places that going back to like the frivolous at this point, for lack of better terms.
Okay, so yeah, so you're just attacking shit differently now.
Yeah, you know what I mean. I feel like it's necessary for me and who I am exactly. It's necessary for me to have to work in reverse.
Yeah,
because that's kind of just how it has to work at this point. Because I feel like I've done the groundwork, but now I'm just, you know, bouncing back and forth between thoughts and shit like that. I'm just checking in.
I feel you.
Yeah.
How was your hiatus from? Because I know you went on a
my
break.
hiatus is because I still haven't been on anything. I've been on Snapchat just to fucking you know, to peruse. Been perusing on Snapchat, but that's only, you know, here and there. And that's like, I was using Snapchat in a metaphorical methadone off of social media when I was like first starting, right? So I deleted Twitter and Instagram off my phone, and I kept Snapchat as like a means of like it's like a decent way to wean myself off. But even that kind of got a little boring, but I even like re-downloaded Snapchat and shit. But as far as like Instagram and Twitter, the main ones that were taking up the most time, like on my screen time, I think I was up until like a devastating number of hours per day on my screen time, and I was like, this is like I'm putting in like a full-time job staring at my phone.
Yeah, I seen mine too. It was like 8 hours or some shit like that.
Yeah, dude.
But I think that mine came from a lot of it was YouTube. Yeah. I feel like too, though, which is kind of different, but still, you're like staring at your screen. But.
Exactly. Then it's all about how you use YouTube, because YouTube's a tool like a motherfucker.
Hell yeah.
But like to elaborate more on on like how I've been on it. I've been on for like 3 weeks or some shit like that, and I will say it's certainly allowing me to be just in my bag. Like, it's allowing me just to be like way more invested into myself, and. Yeah. It's a rewiring, man, because we got to think about it. Anybody who's our age, 21 years old, got the access to the internet, or if they didn't, they had some sort of way to get online, some way, somehow, right. For most part. And I think that we built a lot of connections to the virtual reality at such an early age, that it's like we don't really know life without it. So I think it's just necessary for me to, you know.
Have your dreams been getting like more intense, or
honestly,
no?
Yeah, no. It's ironic that you bring that up, because I had like a mildly intense dream last night. You know what I mean?
What was it about? Because I did too, actually. I have some. Go ahead.
I don't know.
You don't remember?
I don't. Yeah. I do not know, dude. But I just remember waking up feeling like I had a dream about something.
Yeah. You know? I had a dream about jumping out of a like helicopter into the water, and I was just sitting there chilling in the water. I'm like, all right, I just accepted that I was gonna die, but there was more to the dream, but I can't remember it. And then my girlfriend texted me, said she had like a crazy dream about whales, or like she was like swimming in the ocean. Damn, and there cool. Like underneath her were like sharks and shit. And I was like, that's fucking strange. That was today. But
I think that's a good sign. I think that means that you guys are tuned in with each other.
Yeah. Hers was a lot more happy than mine.
But the fact that it was aquatic.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It was the ocean too.
Yeah, and you were... I think that's actually like a good sign. I would say, shit, man, I hope you strap up, because they say when you dream of fish, that means pregnancy's afoot.
I did go on Raw recently. But anyways, I did buy this fucking power band, and I'm excited about it because I've been reading up on it, and there's a lot of benefits to it.
Where'd you cop it?
Amazon.
Dude, I remember Derrick Rose was rocking those shits back in 2011, 2012.
And then he tore his Achilles or whatever.
No, he tore his ACL, but I don't think the two had anything to do with each other. But I remember really wanting one of those, and there was like a whole fucking thing about how they kind of like make you like damn near invincible.
Yeah.
I really wanted one. I wanted to wear one while boxing and see if like I was able to do some extreme floating shit. What the fuck are we talking about?
Talking about power bands, and people should go buy them.
Yeah. Shout out to the fucking power bands. And do they even make any more? Or is that from like is that like for like 2012? Was it a retro or?
Yeah, they're like discontinued or some shit. And
that's what I thought.
Yeah, I found one authentic. It says it's supposed to be like holographic or some shit. So you know it's genuine.
Can you trade power bands? Do you think there's a power band market?
What do you mean trade them? Like sell them?
Yeah,
because like flip them.
Yeah, essentially.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. Someone probably did that to me. I bought theirs.
Could you imagine living the life of somebody who really invested into power bands when they were popular, and you have so many boxes? Like,
how much were they back then, though?
Well, I think they were probably like maybe $20, but could you imagine like the wholesale value? Not even that, the counterfeit wholesale value, like where you get off of like dhgate.com, where you buy them in pieces for like $4.99. And he was like, dude, everybody's fucking getting them, man. He drops $600 on power bands, gets half of his room filled with boxes of fucking power bands, and every family like event or something like that for someone's birthday, like you already know you're getting a power band from him because he can't sell the shits.
Yeah.
They're just like there for it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Constant reminder of balance. There's actually like a gravitational pull around the boxes themselves because the power bands actually
God damn. Yeah, man, but these are dope.
Do you feel any of like the benefits?
I'm not sure yet. Okay. I guess my mood or I don't know how to explain it, but I feel more intrigued by everyday activities, if that makes sense. Okay. I don't know how to say it. I guess I'm just looking at shit more optimal. Like, trying to make the most out of what the fuck is happening.
What if it was a gum wrapper inside the power band?
That dude texted me, he's like, hey man, I'm sorry, but that shit was bullshit. I seen your podcast and you were talking highly of it, but I sold you a fake one. I'm sorry.
Nah, I've always wanted to try a power band though. They always intrigued me, like they gave you like balance and
Yeah. I feel like I needed something to enhance my life, so I bought one.
Dude, I'm glad you're on that type of time, man, and not,
I did have
investing into crack or something.
Yeah.
What happened?
I did have some things that happened to me over the course of 2 weeks.
Let's talk about it. Therapeutic sessions with the Raggedy Couch.
So, I went to this shoot or whatever. It was like for this event, motivational event, I guess you could say, not downtown, but in Chicago.
Okay, like a seminar?
No, it was like a ceremony, but it was for people who did like charitable things.
Okay, so it was just like some sort of a random event that you were
Right,
kind
yeah.
of
It
at.
was like people from like around the world or some shit. Anyways, it was a cool experience. But when we were leaving, um, the driver took us to a not so safe area,
Okay.
and I was like, all right, because it's not that it was I don't know where we were exactly, but he started driving us uh to fucking leave, and not to be like stereotypical towards my own people, but I'm like,
Yeah.
it started to get a lot more urban as we're going. That's not the way we came from, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I was like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Um, and then he was like, oh, she's like, shit, like where are we going? Blah, blah, blah. He's like, where's my
Hold
GPS?
on. Who was the driver?
um, this I don't know if I should say his name, but
Yeah, you don't have to say his name, but you could like describe
what do you
him.
mean? Who was he?
Like, who is the driver? Like, describe his fucking.
I was working with him, but it was a white male.
Okay, and he wasn't familiar with where he was going.
No.
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
And yeah, so anyways,
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck is happening? And what's it called? We seen signs that said safe passage. It was like by a school.
Yeah.
I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Everyone's like outside their house for some reason.
Okay.
Everyone looks like Chief Keef in 2013. So I was like, yeah,
man, we're
clearly
liable
not,
to like have
yeah.
like an intervention, but
Um,
I honestly I doubt it, man.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
It was just funny because like
That
we were
happened-
lost and it just so happened to be where we were at, and he's like safe passes. That's not good. I was like I don't know what that means. I don't know if you know what that means.
Safe passage.
Yeah, like the signs that say safe passage.
I don't know.
It's
Is that like in front of a church or something?
Yeah, it's in front of a school. Well, it was in front of a school,
Safe
and
passage.
it just essentially means that nothing could really happen to you at this particular part. Yeah, right. And then yeah,
What's that base? Is it you hit the
Yeah,
safe
that's-
passage sign? You're in the clear.
I guess that's what it means, or something like that. Just I guess you get maybe a for doing some shit, you get like a bigger charge or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then he told me what it was, and I'm like, yeah, we need to not be lost here,
Yeah.
please. And yeah, and it was just interesting. It was just funny. And we
Yeah,
were
it's
there
always
for like 15 minutes. Just I don't know why I didn't do this, but I should have actually GPS my location just to see exactly where we were,
yeah,
so I could recall where we were lost, because I don't even know.
yeah.
It was because we ended up going towards Homewood, so we were like south, so it was the south side,
Yeah.
I'm assuming.
Yeah, my fucking one of my older homies, and I'm realizing, dude, I've like been doing reflecting and shit like that.
Yeah.
All of my friends have always been when I was younger, like super young. I met my homie Fahim when I was like 12, 13 years old. He was like my sister's homie through her husband. It was just like a friend of the family. You know what I mean? He was like
Yeah.
he introduced me to smoking and shit like that. And this one time, he took me to like 100 and something, 100 and like 7th Street or some shit like that
Damn.
in like the middle of the summer. I was like, ah, shit. He was like, come on, dude, you'll be fine. It's just all like a mental thing. You know what I mean? It's all like you just, and it's also dealing with motherfuckers like like what type of time it's about to be. I'll buy some
Right.
like you could if you can't read people, then
Right,
you
yeah,
know what I mean. And
exactly.
they could read you just as much as you could read them. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're
Right.
okay.
And it was like 2 in the morning, and everyone was outside.
Two in the oh shit, yeah, that's a whole different. It
Yeah,
was 2
no,
in the morning.
it wasn't like 3 p.m. or some shit. It was like, and like, why are you outside right now? Something's
Fuck,
happening.
man.
But yeah, man. And it was a Friday night. So, but I mean, it was interesting to be in there. I should have got out and like stood on the curb,
Yeah.
just stood there.
He should fucking been like, could I get one weed, please? One weed, please.
Another thing.
Stressful shit, man. I think,
Yeah.
and I think anybody, doesn't matter what fucking color you are, when you're in the hood, you're in the fucking hood.
And then I thought when we were leaving the area, like, damn, I'm leaving here. People, you know what I mean, people got to stay there, type shit. But Man,
It is
we're leaving
systematic.
one world to the fucking next, literally.
Yes, it is. It's a wide difference, but that's why my parents left.
Yeah.
And yours as well.
That's
But hey, man, the fuck.
Oh, on a brighter note, I guess.
Talking about hood things.
I was at an equestrian match again.
Oh no.
On phone number, I was at the equestrian match again.
Uh-huh.
And you know what's crazy? I was trying to edit something on my computer, right? And I kept trying to go to Google shit, but Yahoo kept coming up, and it was making me mad because I was like, I don't know why it made me mad, but
Yeah.
I didn't want to see Yahoo. I wanted to see Google. Anyways, literally like 3 days later.
Did you set your homepage as Yahoo browser? Like the main browser was Yahoo?
I think it was by accident.
Okay.
I didn't want it to be though.
Sometimes if you download certain shit, it will ask you, do you want to make Yahoo?
Yeah.
Within installing things, like it will like prompt Yahoo to take over, and that's one of the quirky things about
it was pissing me off.
that.
But what's it called? Literally, I went to keep score of an equestrian match.
You've been really getting into this equestrian shit, bro.
I was getting paid to do it, so I mean, I was just like, fuck it, whatever. I'm not doing anything that day. So,
Bro, are you a low key a bookie when I'm not around? What are you up to? An equestrian match? What do you mean?
well,
You get paid to overlook equestrian matches on the side.
Well, no, it was just for that time. I guess I was doing it for someone else. I was doing videography for them, like prior to doing that, and they're just like, "Hey, do you want to do this too for some more money?" I was like, "Cool." But I was in the press box with a dude from England,
Damn.
a dude from Oregon, and a white woman from New York,
Damn.
and then me. So it was very funny. Like we were just all conversing and.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, like, damn, we're all like we're all different fucking human beings.
Where was the white woman from? New York?
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then
Was she sassy?
No, actually, she was pretty nice.
Could you hear and tell she was from New York?
Yeah. Everybody, where they were from, obviously, fucking. But yeah.
What's a Portland fucker sound like?
Someone from California.
Okay. Figured.
But it was interesting how cars went into effect, and we all met here somehow.
Bro, I think about the insaneness and the mind-blowingness of being around anybody at any given time is fucking divine. It's crazy as fuck to me. Like, the fact that, like, okay, if you're around a lot of people, if you're in an area that's heavily populated, good for you. Human interaction is probably, like, not that important to you.
Yeah.
But I like, for whatever reason, pedestalize it because I'm naturally introverted, fucking, and I'm typically like, if I'm not at school working out hard, like I'm like trying to like mess with sound or painting or some sort of random type shit.
Yeah.
So when I'm around a bunch of people, and granted, bro, a lot of shit has been switching up for me. So in between, since our the last time we potted, a lot has changed. So that being said, I got a whole new job, which involves me interacting with a lot more people now. You know what I mean? I'm serving chickens now. So I'm busting down these chickens.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm dropping off chips and shit. You know, just different types of accoutrements and shit like that. And more or less interacting more and more with people. I think if you coming across anybody, and more or less what I'm trying to say, coming across anybody is like it's special. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or at least if it's not special, I don't mean it's special. I think it has power.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Right.
there's a power to it.
I meant to bring up the Yahoo shit because I found out
Yes.
that the CEO of Yahoo was there with his wife.
Fuck.
Yeah, like
At
I'm
the
dead
equestrian
serious.
match.
Yes.
Fucking equestrian match, bro.
And like before that, I was pissed because Yahoo kept showing up, and the fucking CEO of Yahoo was at the event I was at.
But it wasn't Mark Cuban.
What?
It wasn't Mark Cuban?
No.
Mark Cuban founded Yahoo, but he sold it. But I didn't know if he still had like
the current CEO.
Yeah, I know, but it was. I mean, I was just wondering.
Oh no, yeah, I would have known if it was Mark Cuban, but yeah, man, it was fucking weird. I thought about it as it was happening. Like, what the fuck?
That is pretty fucking random. Hold on, and your phone you said started started?
No, my laptop.
Okay.
When I was trying to like edit some shit.
Were you there with the laptop?
No, it wasn't.
All right, I'm just making sure.
It wasn't like the same
All right.
exact. It was like days before I was mad, and I just thought about it once the person said that's like the CEO of fucking Yahoo.
Yeah.
It's like, damn, that's weird because I was just mad at Yahoo.
Also, now like being away from social media and shit is I've been a little bit more distant from getting those ads that like are directly pandered towards me. So I've kind of been I've been in a way feeling as though that not every thought that I have is being documented. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On some sort of database of sorts.
Yeah, that's just crazy. And it's weird too, like you would think how divisive the world is now. And we were all like in the press box, like cracking jokes. Like, I mean, it's just,
Yeah.
I was just thinking about it. It's a very cool experience.
Dog, I think the biggest thing is what I'm realizing is that the internet is specifically Twitter is geared to make you, because it's geared to make you feel as though that there are problems that don't necessarily exist at the minute scale that they do.
Yeah.
Some of them they speak clearly on and hit the fucking point. But if you sit all day on Twitter, you will think and feel like you can't say shit about shit.
Yeah.
So
it's not the case.
It like forces you to be overtly politically correct, and it makes no fucking sense in my opinion, because I feel like all that does is box us in further. But that's why I'm glad I'm away from it, because I've just been thinking and feeling how the fuck I feel, and honestly, I've been so much more calm. I've been so much more like focused on my damn self. Like I'm not I'm only worried about the shit I got going. You know what I mean? And the people around me, man. Another thing with fucking social media, man, like it is just so desensitizing. It's so manipulative. Like fucking, it's just strange. It's a false interaction. At least for me, man. I think if you're able to cope with it, or if you're able to deal with it and use it and feel like it's fun, I hope to get to that point one day. But right now, I just feel like, man, it has me like feeling like there's a lot of plotting going on, and I say that to like pretty much cover the idea of like how frivolous like the idea of actual building takes place.
Yeah.
Like it's all falsified within like, oh, well, you didn't like this, so like I don't fuck with you. Like that is such a pathetic way of thinking. It's so stupid.
It's taking away the challenge of being like a regular human.
Yeah.
Like I seen this video where he was talking about no fap, but he was saying like another like a huge reason why it's destructive too is because you're cutting the line, like you're cutting in line of a woman interaction, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So now you're not even appreciative of like an actual interaction with a woman, because you're like, I mean, I could get the same outcome, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Without even having to put work in, essentially. I can literally just be in my bed, do it, and still be in my bed. You know what I mean? I don't have to talk to convince somebody or try to impress somebody, or you know what I mean? But that's actually the detriment, because your body is, the chemistry in your body is thrown off because you're having unrealistic fucking outcomes and shit like that.
And not even that, it prevents you from challenging yourself or forcing yourself to go against the challenge. It's making sure that you don't push those boundaries. You know what I mean?
And I feel like it fucks with other shit too.
Oh yeah.
Like communication or
with anybody.
Yeah.
Like if you if you go on like a little jerking off binge for like a week, you're gonna feel weird coming like out of that and interacting with people. You know what I mean? Like if you're filling up fucking, socks, you're filling up the pockets of your basketball shorts with a little bit of nut.
Damn.
You're gonna be like, how are you gonna go anywhere and like look somebody in the face like Like, oh yeah, I matter. Really, dude? You were just fucking a basketball short essentially for like 3 seconds, like busting a nut. Like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
like how are you about to tell me that like you're the shit? Like, shut the fuck up.
You ever jerk off and then be around people and be like, I jerked off this morning?
Oh, of course. Like,
That's what I wonder. I always wonder if other people did that.
honestly,
Like thought about it. It's like, hey, I jerked off.
I said,
this
of
morning.
course, as a reflex. I didn't. I honestly, when I'm around other people, I tend not to guilt myself about it.
Yeah, but you like think about like they don't have no idea.
But like
I
no,
jerked
but like
off.
say like I'll pull up to work and be like, oh okay, like I for sure was doing like to like I was
Yeah.
whacking my shit a minute ago. Time to go hand these people these drinks. You know what I mean?
Damn.
But yeah, man, I've just been trying to like. I feel like, I've been watching a lot of like different type of podcasts and shit like that, just trying to figure out the answers to things,
Hmm.
and it just made me realize how much I'm doing wrong, or how much I was doing wrong,
Yeah,
and the amount of
that's good, man. It's fucking
backpedaling.
growth. It's
Like,
called growth.
I'm trying. I'm fucking trying. Like, genuinely. But shit, man. You know, just music making, you know, chilling, getting baked. Nothing new.
That's all it is.
Having fun.
Do you plan on investing into weed as a stream of income? I can't talk right now.
I would say, you know, definitely maybe, you know, once it becomes legal and shit like that, maybe buy some stock, you know, buy some stock in that shit. Might, you know, because I love cannabis, but I find it. This is not any groundbreaking information, but you know, the fact that it's legal and motherfuckers could go into stores and just essentially buy the shit if they know the right people. They can buy the shit legally, and there's people in jail
Yeah.
behind it, and it's only until it's like through a certain group of people that it's permissible, and that's so fucking whack.
I
But
just seen CBD at GNC today.
yeah, speaking of CBD, somebody I know had a panic attack on CBD.
Yeah, that's insane.
I didn't think it was real. I was like,
Do you think that caused it, or
it was probably like other things, but
and then it just so happened that
yeah.
CBD like was introduced, but it was caused by something else other than CBD?
Someone who isn't me.
Because
Because
it's
I wiped, like, I was like, they called me, right? They were like, Luke, I'm not feeling that well. Just had some CBD. And it was addressed to me like that. I was like, man, like, I wipe my ass with CBD.
yeah,
But no, it was just
yeah.
life. Yeah, it is.
And there's no like THC in it, so
Yeah.
you're not getting the highness. My mom took CBD. She doesn't smoke weed at all. She was fine.
Yeah, it's you know, other things. You know, like, ever since I've been like incarcerated,
They're like, I drank the whole bottle.
they've been talking to me like I'm some sort of a dweeb,
Oh, what?
like a snob.
How many drugs have you consumed?
What you mean, like today?
Yeah.
We're like, okay, so I wake up, I roll up, so that's one. Depending on the day, I might put a little, you know, like a little dust.
What do you mean dust? Like dust from your room or angel dust or?
Like, I mean, they call it angel dust, but like,
Okay.
okay, so like that's two, and then like shortly after that, I take ibuprofen because my head hurt.
Why does your head hurt? Think it's the dust?
Honestly, yeah.
So why you?
So after that, I had coffee. So yeah, you call it like caffeine, like a drug?
I guess you can.
I mean, I'm just telling you what's in my system.
No food, just these drugs.
So far, it's probably about like 10:30.
Damn.
10:30 a.m. So After that, depending on the day, I might take like half a tab or like like half a tab or something like S. So that's 5
X.
acid.
Oh, I thought you said X, like ecstasy.
And then like
That's a lot of shit. It's not even noon.
that's pretty much it for the day.
Oh, so that's just how you get your day rolling?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Why though? Why do you do it?
The pain,
Pain of what?
failure.
Okay. Well, you can find a solution to the failure other than, medicating.
But I don't think it's not just gonna like change like that. Like
Well, yeah, it takes time. To.
I've been in 6 different rehabs.
Damn. None of them worked.
I really just don't like the facility of it.
The appearance of it and everything.
Like they had like a bathroom and had like metal things
What do you mean metal things?
like on the wall. Like
Oh, like on the windows and shit, so you can't get up.
it was more so like in the bathroom. I just didn't feel like it was appropriate. But no,
I'm so confused.
Yeah.
Thinking you should go back.
I've I don't know.
You
What was I gonna say, man?
What was I gonna say? What the fuck is that?
This here. Oh, you mean this?
Yeah.
This is a jewel.
Fuck.
Yeah.
I watched one of my football games from high school. I didn't know it was on YouTube.
It make you feel weird?
It did actually a little bit. It's like, damn, I was
What happened?
pretty young. Another thing, I was eating that game. I think I had like 2 sacks, like a tackle for loss, a couple other like miscellaneous tackles and shit, and it was interesting.
Yeah, dude, you were fucking beast, man. I remember one game, dude, you fucking caught an interception. That shit looked like it was like 22 feet in the air. I was like, how the fuck did this man grab that shit? And I think you got it with you got it with 2 hands. You caught it with 2 hands. But
Yeah, I haven't had a one-hand interception.
I was like, what the fuck? And I'm pretty sure you ran that shit back damn near for a touchdown. I could be wrong, though. Do you ever, because I do it as a former boxer, do you ever, think about, what would have happened if I stuck with the sport?
Yeah, I used to, at least, but not so much anymore. But yeah, I probably would have got CTE or something.
That's
I
a good
guess
way to
the
look
same
at
for
it
you.
too. Yeah, literally the exact same.
Yeah,
I already feel like I probably got a little bit of it if I'm being 100% transparent.
but I heard weed kind of helps rejuvenate
Okay.
those damaged brain.
As well as psilocybin, they say. It generate brain matter, which I don't know if that leads to tumors because Terrence McKenna died of a brain tumor at 53, and he was heavily involved in mushrooms, and that's always made me a little skeptical about that. But
Was he on the phone a lot?
he was before, cell phones and shit like that.
Shit.
Yeah, this was just straight mushroom, probably. Maybe it was something hereditary too, but that's doubtful. I started nursing school today, or yesterday. No, 2 days ago.
Damn, how was it?
Or it might have been. It was yesterday. So far, so good. I'm gonna be a nurse.
Are there a lot of women in your class?
Yeah.
Do you feel like you take advantage of that, or?
I think I'm gonna be focused on school.
Right, but I'm saying like, do you feel like how many?
The ratio?
Yeah.
12 to 1.
Do you feel like that increases like your appeal since you're
yeah.
It's like, damn, there's nothing but women in here. Oh, there's a dude.
Yeah.
Like you draw attention
You
to
see
yourself.
it, like you see it. You know what I mean? Like if you got eyes and you're conscious, you could see like when, you know.
Are they bad?
Yeah. Hell yeah. A couple aren't, but I mean that's just anywhere.
Have you ever had an ugly nurse?
Yeah. Man, I went to the fucking.
I don't think I've had.
I went to the treatment center one day because I couldn't hear out of my ear, and I thought it was over for me. I was like, there goes music, dude.
Oh,
Everything that I care about, I'm like, shit. So I went to the treatment center, and the nurse like looked in my ear, and apparently I had like a shit ton of wax.
Yeah, take them headphones off.
I don't know what it. Yeah, maybe I don't know what the fuck it is, but she wasn't necessarily like the most attractive, but she had some warm solution. She blew that shit in my ear. Just chunks of wax started coming out. I was like, dude, I need to do this shit all the time. I highly recommend it. It felt great, dude. It felt great. And it was so relieving, dude. You ever have you ever, I know you have, where you pick out a booger and it just like dislodges and allows so much air to go through your nose?
Yeah, I guess so.
Why is that like an I guess so? Everybody's felt that. John, have you felt that shit?
Because my nose is always clogged, I guess. Like my nasal cavity is always swollen.
Yeah.
So sometimes like where it opens up all the way, I guess that's the feeling.
Okay.
Because there'll be periods where it just like everything's open. It's
yeah, man, she did that shit to my ear, and she wasn't necessarily like, she was certainly tentative. I asked her to do it to this ear. She was like, "That ear is good." She was like,
Damn.
she was like Vietnamese. She was like, "That ear is good. You don't need it there." I'm like, "Can you
please
do it?"
it.
I was like asking from like a therapeutic sense, and I think she was just like, "I'm not gonna provide you the pleasure of that." Like now you're like
you're taking advantage.
Yeah, I'm just like, no, though. Like so, it's balanced. I told her like, "Yo, I make music." She was like, "No, you only need one ear." I'm like, "Oh shit, all right."
Damn.
That is my fucking V accent.
Oh, I seen this interview with a dominatrix, and
dominatrix, isn't a dominatrix like a category?
Yeah, it's
so, like a dominator.
It's a woman who makes the man like submissive, I guess, or feel like they're yeah.
I'm aware of what that shit is.
But yeah, she was saying that her sessions are a way for the men to feel, since she says a lot of her clients are men in like power, like CEOs or bosses, or you know what I mean. So she says that they feel so like they have to be so masculine and so much in charge that they need her to like dilute it and make them feel like they're not in control all the time. And I didn't even think about it like that. I just thought it was just like a weird fetish. Well, I guess it is in a sense, but she said like a lot of times it's those people, those men who need to be put down a step.
I wonder what that
and that's crazy.
I wonder where that stems from, because I couldn't imagine at any point
they're overcompensating, I guess, so much.
Do you in their daily lives they're overcompensating so much? Yeah, I could feel that,
because they feel like they're in charge, so they have to put on. They have to be way more.
And it's like, treat me like masculine. The piece of shit that I know I really am. That's what. Yeah, that's what. That's kind of where I think it's. Yep. That hit on the head right there.
Oh, that's crazy. But does that mean that you have to fucking be naked and get whipped by a woman?
Some people aren't comfortable with having power.
So like, why do I have this?
Yeah.
So they overdo it?
And think about it. It's probably like, like all connected and shit. Like he probably just got the job like that. Like it was nothing, So
they don't.
He probably didn't have to work much. And he's like, shit, dude, I didn't have to do anything.
I should be punished for this.
I should be punished how much money I'm getting. I bought a fucking Porsche, right? Crashed that shit into a fucking tree. I went back to the dealership. The guy was so, like, I don't know, he gave him a new one or some shit. I don't fucking know, man. Just think about like the most fucking
rich shit.
Yeah, that you could think of. And if I don't know. I don't have any rich friends like that. But like I could imagine that they are more than aware of their position.
Yeah.
And if it's not necessarily like deserved, then it's probably
they feel
like
bad
on their conscience. And they're like, hey, I need a woman.
Why do I have this?
Yeah, I need a woman to
Beat my ass.
That's crazy to me, you know. But that's just not my circumstance. I'm sure if I was in that circumstance, I couldn't
Mm-hmm.
put
But
it past
yeah,
anything.
some dudes want to get like their balls and dicks smashed too by women.
Ooh.
You ever see that? There's a video on Twitter where a woman was kneeing the dude in his balls. Like they were both naked. It was like a porn, and she was just straight up like kneeing him in his balls, and he's just like, like he was just taking it though. And you can see his balls getting like swollen too. Like they're like getting like red.
Man, that's fucking disturbing, man.
It's like,
That's so fucked up.
There was another one where he was laying down, and she was like just straight up like stomping on his dick and his balls.
Shit, man. That's fucked up.
And I guess that's another like fetish where you feel like you need to be put down a peg. It's like stop on my nuts.
It's just yeah, man.
That's crazy. All like weird fetishes like stem from something
that
went wrong or that's missing.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you think scat fetish comes from, or like having to get shat on?
Ooh.
I think they were probably like something happened with them and shit when they were little.
Yeah, of
like,
course.
Maybe like their cousin shat on
and it
their
may
leg.
not even be something that they're directly fucking aware of, because sometimes thoughts and shit come back into your life
in
like
weird ways
at a later date,
yeah.
like a way later date, and I think that she probably like shat on herself, and then like for some weird reason like the smell of it.
Or maybe when they were young, they walked in on their mom and dad like shitting. Like either or, like they're in the bathroom shitting. And it smelled really weird and bad. But they were very young. They didn't really understand what was happening.
Yeah, I couldn't imagine how how you can wrap that around being endearing in any way. You know what I mean? Like to shit on somebody, like you like even if like I didn't like you, I wouldn't want to shit on you.
I guess it's a way to get closer, because here's my because I don't know.
I bet you're close, all right.
Yeah, it's like, damn, you shit on me. That's never
you got somebody's soul if you shit on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, absolutely.
You got like, oh, bitch, I shat on you. So, pissing on,
Pissing is a little bit different.
Yeah, it's a little bit easier to do, you can pull off a lot quicker. Shitting is more of a conscious effort. I don't know, man. I wonder where that comes from, but who fucking knows? We're all just fucking.
Do you think we're hypersexualized today?
I'm certainly not hypersexualized. Although I'm like sexually hyper. That's probably the same shit. That's
like everything is like
anyone ever could have said. What'd you say though?
I mean, like everything is like sex.
Well, I think that to say that it's not is to deny reality, because I think that everything, especially with men and women, anything regarding men and women, like let's not act like it's not. Especially like the two people are like people who look good, you know. But what were you saying though to go further that?
Because I try to not look at, or just because you would just go through Instagram or Twitter and see a woman in fucking
a bikini,
right, which is essentially just naked or underwear.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm gonna try to not see this as much as I can on on my phone. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it was like very hard. Like every time I see it, I was like, all right, I can't get on anymore because it's literally impossible.
It's their need for attention and their need to drive up their business. A lot of those women got businesses and shit like that. So like I hope that the clicks that they get from the thirsty ass beta male ass motherfuckers who like fall victim to that shit. I fucking I support them in their business, but that's essentially what it is, man. The people who give them attention are not the dudes who are fucking them. Yeah. I can promise you this.
Yeah.
Girls that I was fucking I'm not liking their pictures. I'm not, if they comment on my shit, like I'll like it. If they post pictures, I'm not liking that shit. And
yeah,
you're at a distance because like That's the dude who she wants anyways. She doesn't want the dude simping over her on the internet. Like, if you do that, that's perfectly fine. You got a girl, like, you want to post her. That's, like, good. But at the end of the day, like, if you're not the one, like, you know, digging her guts out on a consistent basis, there's no reason for you to be, like, thirsting over her pictures.
Yeah.
And even if you are, you, like, she'll start to, like, find you irrelevant on the internet anyways. That's how those types of girls are. There's some good girls out there though.
Yeah. You ever look at a girl that looks so good, it makes you mad? Like, dude, well, how the fuck did that even happen?
Man, yeah, I could certainly get to that conclusion. Like, damn, she looks so good. She makes me so flustered.
I'm pissed.
I'm mad at myself for not going up to talk to her. And that's like my result of my frustration. If I ever have that frustration, you know?
Yeah. Switching gears, I have a theory on Shrek.
Go on.
Because there's a lot of hidden messages and like morality shit that they put in children's stories and books. Obviously for the children.
I think it's more for the adults.
I guess it's for both, but you know what I mean, they're kind of targeted towards whatever. Anyways,
it's entendre as fuck.
It is, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all like metaphorical.
Right. That being said, I kind of equate Shrek's story with one of a black male because I don't know. It's like they're obviously racist towards ogres. I guess he doesn't have to be black, but I just said black. But anyways,
it fits.
Ogre. Nick. He's like a weird color. No one else is that color. You know what I mean?
Facts. Bro, we just witnessed a breakthrough right fucking now. And then think about it, man. You know how like white women who date black men instantly become black?
And if you've seen the second one, Shrek.
Oh my god, bro. This shit just came full circle.
And if you think about it, Shrek, in the second one, where he was a human and they had the option to stay human or go back to being ogres, and she was like, nah, like we're going back to being ogres. And that kind of plays into like once you go black.
Yeah. She's not going
once you go ogre, you want to stay ogre. Yeah. And in the first movie, like there was wanted signs of Shrek and shit. He was drawn fucking weird, and then like they were a mob literally. They were pitchforks and shit.
Yeah, no, dude, that shit is straight up
going to kill him.
Damn, dude, that shit just came full circle.
He wasn't bothering anybody.
That's like, exactly what that is. Whoever wrote that story had that shit perfect, bro. Puss in Boots was like his Puerto Rican homeboy.
No, what the fuck was Donkey?
Donkey was the decoy to take your mind off the fact that Shrek was actually the black one.
Yeah.
He was a decoy, dude.
And they were just being like hella like stereotypical towards Shrek. They're like, he's an ogre, what do you expect? Type shit.
Yeah.
Just treating him like shit.
They were scared of him.
If the second one, like her dad was like not having it at all, was like, no, you're not marrying this ogre.
Makes so much sense, bro. Makes so much fucking sense. I actually seen a white woman who clearly like had mixed kids and shit at my job, and I asked her how she wanted her steak done, and she was okay. So it seemed as though that she had like was with her husband's family. That's how it looked. But she was white. Like white is like white. And like she had like the whole earrings and everything. Like you could tell like she was, you know, really forward and shit. And she wanted the carne asada. And I asked her, how do you want your steak done? Now, if I'm asking you, OD, I hope you knock this one out the park. If you ask a black person how they want their steak done, how they want that cooked.
Well done. She
was like, medium is fine. And then she looked like she caught herself. Like I seen the Freudian slip. She wanted that steak medium so bad.
Yeah.
She like, look, oh, I'll get that medium. And then she was like, she realized like where she was at. She was like, "Oh no, no, I mean, well done, well done, well done." And she was like, looking over and like to like agree with the table, and I was like,
Was
"So
there-
how do you want that cooked?" She said medium,
Yeah.
and then she said well done, but it was like a jumbo
Yeah.
of words at the time. It was like flusteredness. I was like, "Yeah, that's Fiona. That's Fiona getting. That's Fiona turning green right there, man."
Was the father there?
No,
Or was it just the kids?
just the kids. It looked like the father's like sisters, and then
Oh.
here's the kicker. The fucking the one of the sisters, she had like a white husband or something like that. He was Australian. He paid for the whole bill. Shit was like $250.
Damn.
And he left a good tip too. So he was nice as shit. She got a steak. She got that shit medium. Like, yeah, I'm just
Shit.
getting that medium. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna enjoy this carne asada. Like, I don't know, bro, but I always think and see through that type of shit. I don't know if I'm biased. I don't know if I'm prejudgment, but I just understand the dynamic of fucking of that
Of ogres.
of ogres.
Do you think ogres call each other Oga? Well, I guess that wouldn't make sense.
You're
but
on your own there, buddy. I don't know about that one.
like, oh my Oga. Do you think there's different
Well,
like?
he kind of did have like one of those accents that allowed the R to kind of roll like a
Yeah,
donkey.
doggy.
I don't know. I'm not good at a Shrek, bro.
I love Shrek.
No, but I'm just meant.
Wow, he was
I said donkey because like, look. So if you ever want to like, what I realized in my trash ass abilities and impersonating somebody, you kind of like if you want to do it, you just got to kind of pick one of their main phrases just to get your tone right. Before you, like, if you want to try, if you're gonna start off trying to impersonate Samuel L. Jackson, you start saying motherfucker a lot just to get the shit, just to get your tone right, because that like sets you off. And once you get the motherfucker, it's like tuning your shit using their coined phrase, you know. So I was trying to get that Shrek off, but I'm not really good at that shit.
Shrek is a great movie.
It is, man. I used to watch that shit every day. You know what other movie I used to watch? What the fuck movie was it called where the thumbs were people? They had like Spy Kids. So
yeah, that was creepy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
That movie was so trash looking back at it now. Like that shit is garbage.
The henchmen wear thumbs. Damn. That's fucking hilarious.
Symbolism, man.
I want to make a cartoon, like a cartoon show or a movie. That'd be funny. Like a really weird one, like Courage or what was another weird one that was on Nickelodeon? Vader's End was weird, but it was older than that.
Animaniacs?
No. No, it was it Ren? It had to have been that. I hate views.
Angry Beavers. Hey Arnold. I loved Angry Beavers too.
But like a really weird one.
It was weird. Was it Billy and Mandy?
No, I think it was Ren and Stumpy or
Pinky and the Brain.
That one was also weird too.
Fuck with Pinky and the Brain. Yeah. That was a good time, especially like because it wasn't like that wasn't out when I wasn't around when those were out per se, but they were running them back on like Nickelodeon and shit like when I was like 6 or 7 years old, like they were new. So that's how I got acquainted with them, you know.
Yeah, Tom and Jerry.
Yeah, the old Tom and Jerry's. I would always be able to tell if a Tom and Jerry was gonna be good based on the amount of light gray in Tom's how Tom's face and nose was, because the more new that they got, like the more I think like bigger like that spot in his face got, and the more like trash it was. It looked new. It wasn't as cool as the old ones. Damn, a Tom and Jerry tattoo would be fire. I'm gonna figure out a way to get that shit.
Yeah, you should.
Yeah.
Fuck it.
Like a homage to my mama. We used to watch that shit all the time.
Damn.
But shit, man, I think you know, we're closing out.
Yeah.
Right now, fucking. This was a good pod. You know, we haven't podded in a minute. Yeah, I mean, we haven't podded in a minute. We've just been building, embracing the change of, you know, becoming young adults and prospering and shit. We needed a moment to step back in. It made me realize like how to go about things properly, and I'm glad that we're podding today.
Yeah.
I was like thinking of we already talked about it before, like putting the pod episodes or like the pod like theory of it at the moment in like in sessions, you know, or like in seasons of like periods of thought, like unconsciously though, like a conscious effort. This is the season of this. Like no, this is just like there got to be moments where we like take a step back and actually reflect on like just being better at what it is we're doing, and you know we're not talking about anything too crazy, but
yeah. You'd never be able to watch Shrek the same anymore.
No,
after today.
No, not at all. Mm-mm.
But yeah, man, the comeback episode, fucking, we got some big things coming, but we'll let that flourish as it may.
Bless you all for watching. If you made it to this point, hit like, subscribe, comment, share with a friend. Love you very much. Thank you. Goodbye.